Recording, go. Okay, so we are recording, okay. And let me share my screen, present. Okay, here we go. Thank you guys for being patient. Present now, a window. Okay, that's it. Okay. That didn't work. Hold on. I need to give you a different one. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I need to pick a different window. Okay. That's why I had two open. Okay. Apparently, I opened the wrong one. That's not it. Why am I opening the wrong file? 2.5. There we go. Holy cow. Okay. The window. There we go. Share. Okay. Okay, hopefully everybody can see this. Let me get rid of this. Maybe not. I don't know. Why is this doing this? You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Okay, everyone can see me, right? Or see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're getting into the end of it. And so things will change just a teeny bit because you kind of have the flow. So, but here are new letters. We have Ayin this week, Tet, Vet, Yod, and we have a new mock vowel called final. It's a final Chet with a patak, so it's an ah. So that's our 5 vowels and letters we're talking about. Okay. So again, week 4 last week, we did Zion, Gimel, Samik, Pei, and Fei. And remember, I think I messed up on one of the slides. Pierre had, I think, caught it, and I didn't realize what he was saying till too late. So pay does have the little dot in the middle, the coin where you can pay something, or the period in the middle, and Fei does not. And then we learned the ooh, the falling down the stairs, or the ghost vowel, which is ooh, like Susan. Okay. Okay, then week 3, we had bet, kaf, het, vav, and final vav. And then we had our ooh, our olam vav, our begin syllable marker, and our eh. So that's what we did on week 3. And then again, week 2, really quick, Resh, Lamed, Daled, Shin, and final men, right? We had our eh, our bed, our egg basket. We had our olam and our olam vav. And then week 1, we talked about mem, tav, hey, aleph, and noon. And we had our ah vowel family, which was patak, hataf, patak, and kamatz. And our a vowels, our eh vowels, our hirik short, our shava, and our hirik long. So, okay. So week 5 again, we have our ayin. Again, take a look at it. It's kind of like a Y with a curvy piece to it. We have tet, vet, yod, and ach. Okay, so here's our ayin. And as we know, as some of us know, and I think I mentioned once or twice, ayin is also a vowel holder. So one way to remember ayin is sometimes this looks like a little kid looking in eye to eye. If the mom's sitting down, this is a little kid who's looking eye to eye. That's one way that people sometimes remember it. And some people just remember it as a Y. So if you think of ayin as A-Y-I-N, it looks like a Y. Okay, we have tet. So tet just has this little loop on the top. And the way we remember tet, oops, sorry guys, is that if you think of it's like a different letter, but they tore it open. Like if you think it's like a somic or something, or if it looks like some other letters, it's like they tore the top open. So I don't know if that's helpful or not. And then we have vet. So of course we know bet. Bet has the ball in the middle. And so if you think of vet, one way to think of it is you vacuumed out the dust, or you vacuumed out the toys or the balls, or there's a void, there's nothing in there. And here's our yod. It's like a teeny comma that's up on top. So yod is always on the top part of your screen. So if you think of it like a comma, make sure you don't also then think that it's at the bottom. So yod will always be hanging in the air on the top. And ways to remember yod, I have no good ways to tell you to remember yod. So someone has to tell me if you think of a good one. I even asked the Hebrew school class this week, I said, listen guys, if I tell my adults how to remember yod, how should I tell them? And they're like, I don't know. You just have to know it. So,
Madison, how about an apostrophe?
It does. It looks like an apostrophe, and that would be on top. So there you go, Lois. That's the first one that came up with it, a suggestion. That's great. So we know yod now. Okay, so we're going to talk a little about this ach. Okay, so this is a het. We know the het makes the sound, okay? The hollow sound. And when you have an A, it's ha. Now, there's a lot of Hebrew words like halacha, Elohecha, okay? And this ach is that sound that happens at the end. And it only makes this sound at the end. So if you have melech, okay, it doesn't have this vowel underneath it. And you would have the final kaf. That's, remember, the one that looks like this, but it's longer. You would have that instead. But when you need that extra at the end, this is this final het with an vowel. So it's kind of a mock vowel. It's kind of an ach. So that's just to let you know. That's how that works. Okay, so it's an ach.
Is there a, okay, there were ACH.
Is there what? Yeah, ACH.
No, it does have the kick sound in it.
Yeah, the ach. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you notice, melach, the kind of goes before the k sound, or the ka sound. I'm trying to make that guttural sound without putting it together.
What's the line under the letter?
So the line under it is our patak vowel. So our regular vowel. And normally when we do the vowels, we say like the consonant first, like ka. But when it's at the end, you reverse it. It's ak. So at the end, whenever you see this at the end, instead of reading it up and down, ka, you'll read it ak. Does that make more sense?
Not yet.
Okay. I believe I hope if I did it correctly, there should be a word that this is in. So
that's always used when you're writing that line.
No, this is only used at the end of certain words. It's what I call a mock vowel, which is why we're talking about it today. And it's one of the rarest ways to make a vowel type sound. So think of it as a fake vowel today. Is that an easier way to think of it? Okay. Okay. So everyone, let's just go through quick week 1 letters again, everyone together. So we have
Mem.
Yep. Mem.
Tav.
Yep.
Aleph.
Yep.
Hey.
Okay. Yep.
Noon.
Perfect. Okay. And week 2?
Resh.
Yeah.
Lamed.
Lamed.
Yeah.
Dalit,
Yeah.
Dalit, Shin,
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 Fi-
and
Final Mem,
Mem.
Final mem. Perfect. Okay. Week 3.
Bet,
Et,
Yeah.
Kaf,
Yeah.
Tet,
Het,
Yeah.
Vav,
Yeah.
Final Nun,
Final noon. Perfect. Okay. And week 4.
Zion,
Yeah.
Gimel,
Yeah.
Semak,
Samak,
Yeah.
Teta,
Pei,
Yeah.
Fei,
Now, I want you to take just a quick look at Zion. And so when we said Tav has a tear on the top, sometimes people confuse that with this. So Samak has the full circle, but if you were to rip the top in half or push a hole in the top, some people say that's what Tav looks like. So I don't get it, but some people do. So that's where I wanted to point out when they're saying if you tore the top, they're saying you'd tear the top off a Samak and you would get Tav.
Tav or Tet,
Tet. Sorry. Perfect. Tet. Yes. I keep doing that. I did that all last week with the kids too. I don't know why. I have Tav on the brain. So this week our letters are that we just learned are
Ayin,
Ayin. This one is
Tet,
Tet,
Tet. Perfect. This one is,
Vet,
Vet,
Yeah. this is
Yod,
Yod,
Yod. And the mock vowel is
Ach,
Ah. Yeah. Okay. So
My goodness.
yeah. Now, this is all the letters that you've learned to date. Okay. So, and we're not going to go all through this, but this is a slide that sometimes people use to practice with. You can use to practice with. So, for instance, right now I am circling what, can you see what letter I'm circling?
Shin.
Shin, right? So if I go up here, this is a shin, this is a, now what if I add that patak to it? It would be what?
Sha.
Sha,
Sha.
exactly. And then, so this is a,
Where are you? I don't see you.
sorry,
Yeah, I see
oh,
you.
is the Fe? Fe?
no,
Fe?
this
Oh,
one's a
you
ka,
are. Okay.
ka. This one's a ka, yep. Because even though it sort of is like Faye,
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't have that push in. It's just got the dot. So it's a C. So cough. Think of it if you make the shape of your hand, okay? It reminds you exactly like cough, and you need to cough something out. So this is a cough, and if we add an up a talk to it, now it becomes a what? Ka, right?
Ka.
Ka.
Ka, right. So if we were at home doing this drill, I want you to hear how this would sound. So I'm going to go through it from the right top line to show you fast how it would sound, okay? So I'd say this is a za, this is a za, this is a ga, this is a ga, this is a sa, this is a sa, this is a fa, this is a fa, this is a pa, this is a pa. So that's how I do this. This is a nothing.
Can you be over the letter when you're saying it?
Yeah. Is that better if I go right on top?
Where is it?
Right on the iron.
Oh, wow, that is tiny. Whoop.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, if you saw it on my page, it's like literally an inch big, and Google has not put a patch for that yet.
Okay.
So this is an iron. This is an ah. This is a tet. So this is a t. This is a ta. This is a v. This is a va. This is a ya. This is a ya. This is a ya. This is a ya. Sorry. So resh, ra, lamed, la, dalid, da. So just like that all the way through the letters. That's kind of a drill that you can do to help you with your sounds. And
Madison, these are these in the order of the weeks, or they're not? I don't think.
yes. So what I did is, if you notice right here, right underneath the first one, if you can see where I'm circling, where it starts with Zion, I took your first slide and I just copied it and I pasted it right into here to keep them all together. So your week, so it goes backwards. This is today's week, I think, or yes, this is today's week. This is last week. This is the week before. This is the week before. And then at the very bottom is week 1.
Oh, it's reversed. That's why I'm looking
Yeah.
and getting confused. Okay, so
Right.
it's reversed. That's
Because
why.
the thing is, yes, you know the bottom ones not probably a little bit better than you know the top ones.
Yes.
So I want your site to go to the ones that you don't know more than just say going to the ones you do know. Because the more and more you look at it and the more and more I use those as example, the faster you'll learn them.
Yeah, but my brain has the weeks in numeric order.
I know.
Okay,
So-
that's why I got a little like, where did that go? Where did that go?
So the same thing, this is our E vowels, right? Our heuriques. So for the same thing, I'm going to start over here. Za, or Z, Z, G, G, Sa, Si, F.
Could you stay a little longer wherever you go so I have time to make my eyes find it?
Okay, so this is Za, and this is Z. This is Ga, and this is Gi. This is Samix, that's S, and that's C. And then this is Fe, so this is F, and this is Fi. And this is P, so this is P. And this is Ayin, so there's no sound, and it's E. And then Tav, and then T. And then V, and V, and Yod, and Yi. So that's an example of how you do that drill. And the cadence that I use, this is a, like, okay, this is a resh, this is a re. That cadence actually helps you pull you through. So that's why I'm showing you how to review your vowels and letters together using that cadence, because it actually helps people learn pretty fast. So, okay, did anybody have any questions so far? Okay. Okay, so we have our olam vowel, vav, and our olam. These are our o no vowels, and they're o no vowels because why? Does anyone remember what I said? Why I call them o no vowels?
Over your head.
They're over your head. They're over the letter. Absolutely. So, and I'm just gonna just do a couple here. So Ayin makes no sound. So this is an Ayin. This is an O. This is a tet. So this is a toe. This is a vet. So this is a vo. And this is a yod. And this is a yo. Okay. And then this one is the falling down the stairs vowel, I say, because it makes the stairs. And so it's the oo vowel. So I'm going to go in the front to Zion. So this is a Z. This is a zoo. Ga. Right here. Goo. Samak is S. Su. This is, what is this letter?
Where are you?
Right. Can you see what this letter is?
Fe.
Say.
Oh, Fe.
Say.
Sorry. Oop, go up. This is Fe. Correct. So this is foo. And this is p. And this is poo, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And the same thing with this is eh. So z, z, z. G, g. S, se. Okay. So I have these slides. These are good things if you want to, if you have 5 minutes to practice and do your letters and your vowels. This is a good way to do it. Okay. Okay. Reading practice. Yay. Bet you didn't think we were going to get here so quick. Okay. Can you guys see this slide pretty well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if we look at line 1, okay, we're going to actually work on line 1 in just a moment. So our vowel under the X, where it says X as in egg, That's our what? Does anyone remember the name of that vowel? You don't?
The goal.
Yeah, Segol. Good job. That was just brownie points. So Segol, and it's like eggs in a basket. Okay. And of course, the Ayin has no sound. So if we were going to look at this together, let's read line 1 together. So line 1 together is ready, is
Eh.
eh,
Eh.
eh,
Ah.
ah,
Eh.
eh,
Erev.
rev. Exactly. So we have the and then we have rev. Okay. Then the next one is
Ah.
ba. Absolutely. Okay. Let's try line 2. Ready?
Meh.
Me.
Re.
Re. Perfect.
Ah.
Ah. Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Ah. Yeah.
E.
E. Perfect.
Eh.
Mayode. Perfect. Okay. So. Oh, and then if you go to your NJOP materials, I left the lesson on the top because this is where you can find what we're working on because there's more on the page. So let's try the T. And again, here's the tear on the top. So let's try this line 1. So if we start at line 1 together, we have the T sound and we have our vowel. So ready?
Ta. Ta.
Yep.
Te.
Yep.
K.
Yep.
T.
Yep.
T.
Yep.
Toe.
Toe. Perfect.
Toe.
Toe. Yep.
2.
2. Yep. And
Two.
2. Perfect. So this is another way to do vowel and consonant drills together. Is just like this. So let's do line 2. Ready?
Ta.
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 Ta. Okay.
Te.
Ta. Yeah.
Te.
Hey. Yeah.
T.
Yep.
Oh, T.
Yep.
T. T.
T. Perfect.
Toe.
Perfect.
Toe.
Toe. Yeah.
Two.
2. Perfect.
2.
2. Okay. Now, did anyone notice there's a dot in here and there's a dot in here and there's a dot in some of these texts? Does anyone remember what I called those? What I call that? Dagesh, right? I call that dot a dagesh. It's okay that you don't know the name, but there's a reason that we do dageshes. Does anybody remember what the dageshes mean? Sometimes there's a couple reasons, but what's one of the big things they mean?
Is it the beginning of a word?
No,
No.
not necessarily, but it means something similar. So for instance, if you have a dagesh in there, you're going to pronounce this word, this letter a certain way.
Twice?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it's a doubling dagesh and it's going to double. And if not, you're going to pronounce it. You're going to put this accent on that syllable or that letter. So a dagesh usually means that's where you're going to have the accent. So ta. So if you had ta, ti, you would go ta, ti. It's just an accent. There are doubling dageshes. We had one last week with sidur, but most of the time I just want to let you know that it is an accent. That's one way to know it. The other way when you have a dagesh is to tell the difference between what 2 types of letters. Like bet and vet are called what kind of letters? Do you remember? What's with bet and vet? Let's see if I can find it here. Here is, okay, here is a bet, right?
Mm.
Right here, okay? And then this week, I was going to say, was someone able to make it in? Okay, admit. Okay, there's Donald. Okay, let me go back to here. Okay, he should be in. Hopefully Donald's in. Okay, so here is, let's see. Oops, wrong way. I got to go to the top. So bet and vet. There we go. So here's vet. So can you tell what's the difference between bet and vet?
The Dagesh.
It's just the dagesh. So bet and vet, they're called look-alike letters, or some people call them sister letters or family letters, but they're basically almost the same or very close. And there's only something small, like usually a dagesh, that tells them apart. Okay, so I'm going to make everyone sick to their stomach. Sorry. Okay. So I know this is kind of blurry. So I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm going to try my best. I couldn't reprint this with the computer, that the keys that I had. So I apologize. So I had to cut and paste it. So can anyone read this letter right, or this word right here?
Tov.
Yeah, we have a tet. We have the O over the vav, so it shares it, so it's tov. And then we have the v, because there's no dot, so that's tov. So that's why you hear people say boker tov, right? Good morning, or or sometimes if you're saying someone did well, just tov mayod. So there's different ways to say stuff. So let's try this word here. Okay, so we start with the tet, and then we have a line underneath it, so it's ah. So we have ta, and then where do we go from there?
To the Lamed.
Yes, exactly. And then what's the thing about the lamed?
That's where the accent is.
It is where the accent is. Now, this one happens to be a doubling dagesh. So I wanted to show you an example of when you have a double dagesh versus when you just have an accent. So how do we know that this is a doubling dagesh? Beats me. There is grammar that can tell you, but there's no easy way right now for me to teach you that that's a doubling dagesh without really being confusing, okay? But it is. It's an accent, but it's also a double. So tal, and then now we go back again because we need a consonant, vowel, consonant, right? So what do we have for, so what would be the rest of the word? So we know we have tal.
Eat. Eat.
Yeah, eat is the next. So talit. And that's everyone usually, I think most of you are familiar with talit, and when we write it in translit, it looks like this. So having seen translit before, it kind of helps you cheat a little bit sometimes, knowing when something's a double dagesh or not. But there's talit. Okay, now let's try this one down here. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, so ignore the lamed in front, okay? But let's start with the tet right here. So we have tet. And then where do we go from there?
O.
Correct. So we got our toe. And then can someone tell me where we go next?
V.
Okay. And can you see what's underneath that? It is really blurry.
It's a dot on the.
Yep. So we have our shiva, or our divider. Okay. So we have tov. Okay. So that's our first syllable, tov, T-O-V, which is right up here, right? So this is, just so you know, I'm giving you a little bit of grammar. This is our three-letter root, tov, T-O-V. And so tov is the first part here. So we know that this has some relationship to this word here, okay? So we're adding on to it. So now we have tov, okay? And that's a syllable breaker, like I said, which is so hard to read. Then where do we go next?
To the yod.
Yeah?
The
Yeah. So
Tova.
that's say it one more time.
Tova.
Tova. That's right. So now some people say this tov yi but it's really tov because you have the, I don't know, sometimes they put more of an e in it, but it's tova. So yeah.
So you're telling me that that's the two dots on top of each other underneath that vet.
It is. It's a syllable.
It looks
break.
like an E. It looks like one dot.
Oh,
That's
it looks
why I thought it was V. When you said what comes next, I said V because it looks like a dot, one dot.
yeah.
Oh, it does look like a dot to you, unless they are. I thought it was a double shva. Tovia.
No, it looks
Yeah.
like Tovia.
Okay, could be
Yes.
Tovia because I know it is there, but I thought this was the actual Tova first. So yeah, cut and pasting is kind of hard. So, but it, just so you know, they're both words. It's Tova or La Tovia. Does that make sense?
What would be, I'm getting past it, but would Tova be with a yud with a yah underneath it? Wouldn't that be like a toe, and then a vet with a vowel underneath it?
Okay, hold on. Tova with a vowel, a what underneath it?
With a vowel like an underneath it,
Okay.
instead of with a yud and a hey.
Okay,
with the-
so when you, hold on a second. Let me just stay right there for 1 second and see if I can find it to pull it up. Tova. The H. It usually ends with a silent Hebrew. It usually ends with a silent yeah. Tova. Yeah, it's a silent H at the end. It's that silent
yeah, but there's no yud in it, is what I'm
correct.
saying.
Yes, there's no
yud in it.
correct. Yes, there is no yud in that one. So okay. So let's go to V as in void. Okay. So let's try line 5. Ready?
Ah,
Yeah.
va,
Yeah.
va,
Yep.
va,
Yeah.
va,
Yeah.
va,
Yeah.
va,
Yeah. Exactly. So ready? Line 6. We can go a little faster if you want to. Ready?
ah,
Yeah. Just va.
Just the
Just va. Yep.
av,
Yep.
va,
Yeah.
va,
uh,
av,
Yep. Ah, I did it again. Sorry. Okay. There you go. Okay. Then line 7.
aber,
Abba. Perfect.
uh,
Line. I didn't realize they had it all the same all the way through. So, okay. And then
the
the last,
last one isn't.
yeah, the last one is different. The last one is a ba. So the only reason why we like to do this is we have 2 look-alike letters next to each other. So va, ba, right? Ba, va, just to make sure. This is why I don't have you memorize the alphabet, because this way, hopefully now you're starting to be like B. Okay, that's bet. No problem. Now it's easy to take away the bet and be like, okay, this is not bet, so it's bet. And so you have ba, va, so it's easier. Okay. Okay, ready for yod?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you notice it's getting a little harder? There's
Yeah.
getting bigger words down here now. Okay, so let's do the drill on top. Remember, this is the vowel drill on line 1. So we're going to start with the vowel drill. So here we
Yeah.
go. Ready? Line 1.
Yeah.
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 Yay.
Yay.
Ye.
Ye.
Yo.
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 You.
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 Yep.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because we're going to use that as either a super quick or a syllable breaker, and we'll use that as a syllable breaker. Okay. So we have line 2 is
Oh. Yo.
yo, right? Okay. And then
Mar.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Le.
Lead.
Lair.
No, lead.
Yo.
So is everyone saying lead?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. LED.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure we have lead. Okay. Okay. Ready?
Yo.
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 Shiv.
Sheet.
Okay. So we have shave. Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Jeru.
Okay. So we have.
Yarush.
Okay. So we have the yo,
Oh, I see it.
and then we have,
Resh.
Ru- Rush.
and then the oo. So ya,
Ru.
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 Yeah, Ru.
yaru. Yep. Exactly. Okay. The next one is
Sha.
Sha.
Yep.
La.
La.
Yep.
Yim.
Im.
Yin.
Yim. Now this
Yeah.
is a
La-
yim.
Yerushalayim.
That's the thing. So I was just gonna see you caught it. You did. Okay.
Yes, you're so clever.
So right here, I just want to let you know the YI final mem. You're gonna see that a lot. Yim, 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 yim. Okay. So I just want you to recognize that combination. Every time you see it, just think yim, 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 yim. So, okay. But yes, isn't that cool how they did that?
Yeah, they broke it up into just the letters or syllables.
Exactly. And so if you look at it, we have the first Y, and then we have Ru. So we have our first part, and then we have our Sha. Line.
Yerushalayim.
Exactly. Okay, here's our next one. Ready?
Yahoo. Yeah.
Yehu. Yep. Okay.
Ra.
The next one.
Ra.
Yep.
Aya.
Haya. Yep. Okay, let's go over here. Ready? So let's do the next one.
Ye.
Ye.
Yi. Yeah. Yi.
Yeah.
Yi. Yay. Right? Okay, what's the next one here?
Yes.
She.
Okay, so
Sha.
Rish.
it's yod, ing, and this on this side, because shin is when the dot's on this side. When it's on the left side, it's just a S, right? So it's ying, yeast. Sorry. It's yeast, right? So we have yeast. Does everyone follow that?
Mm.
Yes.
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 Yeast. Okay. Now we have ready.
Re.
La.
Ra.
Olive.
Ale.
L. Exactly. So we have yeast. Ra.
El.
L. Right?
Israel.
Exactly. Okay. And here's the next one. So we start here. We have the yod, right? And we have the shiva, the vowel breaker. So we can't do anything about it. So it's just a y, and then we have a hey with an a. So what do we have?
Yeah, hey.
Yay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yehey Shmei Rabami Vorak, right?
Yeah.
Yehey.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And the next one is
Yeah.
ya, right. Okay. What's the next one?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we have the ye in the beginning and we have the syllable breaker, right? So we have ye, and then we have a hey, and it's not the last of the word, so we're okay to say it, right? Because we still have the yod after. So ye, ye, I can't put the H in there, sorry. Ye, he. I can't say it right.
Why are you saying ye he? That looks like the two dots on top of one another. So wouldn't that just be a y sound?
So it's a y. That's what I'm saying. I'm having a hard time pronouncing today.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yes. No, that's the yud. So say the yud the right way. I apologize. Yud. So the y, and then we have he, the diphthong longer he. So that's your hirik long, right? So someone's got to say it for me. I can't say it. Yeah.
Yahi.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I didn't realize that's the one that you were having the trouble with. Okay.
Anything, all like Almaya, Maya, like some of them when they're, sometimes I just really just can't do it. And today's a day. Okay. How about this one? Let's try this one. So it has, if you have the vowels, if you have 3 dots or 2 dots and they're stacked, it's what kind of a sound?
Huh?
It's an S sound, right? So we have our S. So we start with our E, and then we jump over to what letter?
Eh?
Lamed.
Lamed.
Yep. So
Low.
low, perfect. So L, low,
Hey,
Hey.
new.
hey. L, low, hey, because we have H-A-Y. So our H is right there, and our patak and our Y, and that's another diphthong. So L-O, hey. Right?
Elohim. But you got Elohim in there somewhere.
Well, not today,
No.
but yeah, later on we will. But yes, Elohe is in there. It's in the Amida, I think, Elohe. And then what's our next one?
Ga.
Yeah.
Ga. And then what do we have here?
Lamed.
Lamed.
Louis.
Okay,
Lu-
this is another diphthong. Absolutely, Louis. It's like this is where we start to learn some of the GUIs, stuff like that. Ooey, gooey, I call them. So it's Louis. It's we carry it out with that E. So okay. And what's the last part?
Yame.
Yamay. Yep, that was perfect. And that's another diphthong too. M-A-Y. Yamay. So okay. That you guys did pretty good. Any questions on this page?
Practice.
Yeah. Oh,
Question.
that's 100%. It's practice. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Madison, could you go back that last word? Why isn't it Yama A instead of Yame?
Okay. So first, there's 2 reasons why this is like this. Okay. Is they've actually sliced. I don't like Donald caught see, I can't say any Y's. The Yerushalayim. What they've been doing is, if you notice, like they're breaking off pieces and sections of common word endings and beginnings. So Yah-may, you really probably wouldn't, I'm trying to think if I know of any time where I would actually say that.
Yeah, you say it in the Kaddish.
Right, but
Heshme Rabba Mibara.
that's what I'm saying. But what we do is it's connected to other things.
Hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yamei Almaya. There we go. Yamei Almaya. It's connected together. And
Okay.
so what it is it's a section, a part of a word. And so that's why it looks really funny, because when you are talking, like, okay, let's go back to Yerushalayim for 1 second, because this is kind of important to understand. Okay. When we have a word, we have the yod here. Okay. And we have the vowel breaker, because we can't have two consonants together in the same, we can't have two consonants together in the same syllable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that's like, so we have a yod. So, okay, that's fine. We can't do it. So we need to start a new syllable. Okay, we did. Ro or ru right here. Yeah, ru. Okay. So that's our syllable. Then we have a new one, sha. Okay. So what happens is it starts this way because we have the ya, we have the ma, ya me, and then, but before this, there has to be more syllables. Do you know what I mean? You have to have more syllables or more, because there has to be more together to grammatically make the word make sense. That's the best way to describe it. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
Madison, I have a question, and I think it has to do with what I'm seeing. That very last word that we're talking about, and it might just be you're saying it's yame, and what that vowel looks like under my mem to me is a straight line. So it looks like a ma.
Okay.
Is that 2 dots or is that a
Okay.
solid ah?
So it is a, the first one's a kamatz, and the second one is a patak. So you are right. It's absolutely the straight line. However, I was explaining this weekend. When you get, like, for instance, if I asked Donald to say the Kaddish, okay, when he says this word, okay, in the Kaddish, he's going to say, and I can't even do it right, it's the Almaya with I cannot say that. It's a tongue twister. So Yamaya. So when he says it, because he's been saying Kaddish for so many years, it comes out sounding a little bit different. So when you're learning to read it, and I'm asking you, what does this look like? Yes, there is a little bit of difference between the ya, because the kamatz is the long ya, and my.
But it's yamai, not yame.
Well, no, because you have the yod. Okay, so the sound changes a little bit because you have the yod at the end. So there's a little bit of a diphthong at the end. That's what I told you. And I want to make sure I review the rules for diphthongs before I get into them big, because I don't want to teach you.
Yeah, that's fine. I just couldn't tell what the vowel was.
No, but it is an A. And so when we say it, we automatically know that it's a diphthong. And so we automatically add that extra, that's the gooey, ooey, chewy stuff I talk about.
Mhm.
But there's an A version of that. And that's what we're talking about. And it's just, so when you read it, if you're reading it strictly, it's going to be one way. Whereas if then you're kind of saying it in the prayer, we just kind of say it together a certain way. Or as I told my kids this week, when I was teaching them the Via Hafta, when you've been saying it in a group together, you actually accidentally add consonants where there's no consonants even. So it is really interesting that when you learn to read Hebrew versus when you've been saying it all week or all years in synagogue, how much the pronunciation changes, even though you didn't really mean to change it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are good catches, and that's good that you're noticing that sometimes, like if I said the Katsi Kaddish, if I could actually say it without being tongue-tied today, you would actually be like, Madison, you pronounce this word wrong, you pronounce this word wrong, you pronounce this word wrong, because just like the Amidah, if you ever are in synagogue and you hear people say the Amidah, you'll be like, whoa, that's not what this page says, because people put letters together, words together differently, you know. And some people, because they've just been saying it so long, they kind of just put everything together. So,
Madison, and also some of us who speak no Hebrew, we're saying prayers and phrases that we've said for years just because it's memorized in our head. And
Right.
so now we're taking the words, or the syllables rather, we're taking the words, syllables in each of these words that we've just sort of sung through,
Right.
and taking them apart. And we're getting, you know, much more specific. Oh, it shouldn't be it really
Right.
should be, you know, because when you start to blend syllables, you're chopping some of the airspace.
And I do have to tell you guys, which is one of the reasons why I need to practice more, is because I have realized from teaching, I have an advanced set of kids who are they're just real rock stars. And between this and then your class, you guys are showing me that I have a lot of lazy habits. So
we all do in English. Yeah.
I have a ton of lazy habits. So, so let's look at the yod words here. So the first yod word, can someone attempt the first yod word?
Hiya.
Haya. Yeah. Hi. Ha. Yeah. Haya. And so even then I just did it. It's haya, and I said haya because when I say it with other stuff, it tends to slur. So, but it's haya. So what's the next one?
Yelled. Yelled.
Yaled. Yeah, yaled. Exactly. So that's a boy.
Now the English that's there, is that what those words are in
Yes,
English?
the first one is was, yep, and the second one is boy. So now you know the Hebrew word for boy and the Hebrew word for was. Until you go to Israel and you find out that they have slang and different ways to say everything. So, okay. So here's our short vowels. So we're not really going to totally go through this because I will have you practice line 1 at home. But remember how when I said in the very beginning, as long as you got your ahs to be ahs, it didn't really matter if they were or ah. Okay, it really didn't matter. And the reason why I say that is because really until you practice and you develop a rhythm and a cadence. So like when I say this is an ah, this is or this is a ta, this is a ta, this is a ha. That's one of the ways to determine the cadence. So you learn, you can say like, for instance, this is, if this was like, let me use the mem here. This is a mem on line 3. This is a ma, right? You can then try that with a longer vowel, okay? And then you can start to work through your short vowels and your long vowels. So it's through exercises like this that you develop your own personal way of saying, okay, ma, short, ma, long, okay? By drills like this. So line 1 is one of those drills. So line 1, we have ah, right? Ah, 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 ha,
Ha.
ah, and then we have yeah,
Ha.
and
Yeah.
okay. And so now you're kind of getting a feeling for how short they should be. And just so you know, it's easier sometimes to do the short vowels first, working actually backwards, because for some reason, English speakers have an easier time with the short than they do with A's. Our A's tend to draw. If we're going to draw out a letter, y'all, right? We're going to draw the ah out. So, Okay, but what I really wanted to get to was line 2. So if we can look at line 2, okay?
So you have olive.
So let's look at line 2. So the first sound is ah, right? And then where do we go from there?
V.
Yeah, so all together that is what?
V.
Okay, which is my husband's name. So, I mean, his English name is Jonathan. His Hebrew name is Avi. So, okay. So the next one is what?
Hadar.
Yeah, Hadar. So, perfect. Now, that's a good one to, okay. So can you tell the difference between Hadar, like the A's? Hadar. Does that help
Yes.
you? So like I'm saying, we held our hataf patak, right? Much shorter than our patak in the dar, hadar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's why this is a vowel exercise. So what's the next one?
Ali.
So we have Ali, right? Okay. Okay, what's the next one?
Olive.
Okay, so it's just an ah, right? Okay, and then what's the next one?
Holy.
Yeah. So we had Ali here and we have Holly here. Okay. And what do we have next?
Ma.
Ma.
Okay. And then we have what?
Got the Y and
Yeah. So the ayin is a
Ahmad.
vowel holder. So that's what?
Ahmad.
Ahmad. Right. So can you tell the difference? Ahmad. Okay. So it doesn't have an oo, but if it was oo, it'd be amud. But even so, Ahmad. Amud. Now, just so you know, if it was Amud, that's the table that we put the Torah on, an Amud table. So, but this is
I got a question.
sure.
I mean, when I see the Y, I'm thinking of a Y sound, but all of you are saying an A sound.
Okay,
and
because this is Ayin. So right up
Right.
here on top, and
Right.
Ayin is a what? Does anyone remember what it is?
Silent.
It's silent. It's a vowel holder.
Okay.
Only,
So
yep.
it's not
the
really
only-
it's not really a working letter.
correct.
Okay, it
So-
keeps fooling me because I see, oh, there's the Y. You know, a yod.
Exactly.
It's a yod. No, is it a yod? No, the yod is the the thing that I just named it.
Yes, it's like over here when we
What did
said
I call it? Apostrophe.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I got to move that around in my brain. What
Okay.
looks like a Y is really an ah.
Yeah. So
Right.
let's try this one right here.
Where are you?
It has all the stacked dots. It starts with the olive with all the stacked dots.
I can't find you. Oh, there you are. I got you.
Yeah.
So there's an olive and two llamas with with an apostrophe in the middle.
The yod in the middle, right? So where would we go with that? Where do we start?
See, I don't remember the vowels because I had that gap of a week, so I'm
Okay.
kind of guessing my way. Olive, y'all.
Okay. So we have we start with our what vowel here? Our S sound, right?
Okay.
And then we have our lamed and our
Apostrophe. The
But we
yod. Yod.
so someone want to help us put it together?
I'm trying.
Elil.
Yeah.
Li-
Adyala.
Yeah, Li, Liy, Li, right?
That's the vowel. Okay.
'Cause that's a Urique, yeah.
Aliyah,
Leo.
Adelphi. So what is the English word?
This one for Leo. This is
Oh, it is. Okay, Aliyah. Yeah.
Leo.
Aliyah.
Yeah, this is part of a word. So yeah. Okay.
Aliyah. Yeah. So when so that end lamed is not even pronounced.
This one is well, because this is part of a word, so it is. This is Aleo.
So it's not what you call an Aliyah at the
No,
party.
this isn't Aliyah. Okay, it's close. Ali, they broke it up. So,
So the L is just silent?
no,
No?
we still say it. So, is the first, then
Yeah.
Li. The Liy is actually a vowel, so it's actually Li. So, Li, or L, Li.
See, and I'm trying to say the yod when it's just the Y. Okay.
It's just it
An I sound.
lengthens the I. It lengthens the I. It's the Huri.
Right.
So okay, and then we have ready. This next one is what? He, right?
Yeah.
And someone want to try this next word?
So again, we have
Leo.
green.
Leo, right? So we have it and it's the same thing, right? So we have a Leo here with the aleph and a Leo here with the ayin, and it's exactly the same sound, isn't it? Okay.
So, Madison, I have a question. So that last word,
Mhm.
Aliyah.
how do you know the difference between a Hirik long and when the yod is actually a consonant?
That is
Did
a
I
really-
ask that question right?
Yes, you did.
Wow.
Okay. Now, this is Hebrew grammar. Okay. So this is a little bit of Hebrew grammar. Remember that even in the English language, you want to think of the word cat, consonant, vowel, consonant, right? So we have this here. So we have the silent. So it's only a vowel. Okay. Now we have our consonant. Okay. Now, if the yod was here by itself, you would have consonant, 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 right? And you can't have 3 consonants in a row. So the yod has to be
An
part
I.
of this vowel.
It has to be an I or a Y.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Mickey?
It did, except the pronunciation then for me would be Elil
Yeah,
instead of Eliel. I mean,
that's what I thought you said. Say it one more time because you said it correctly.
Elil.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to say.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you don't pronounce the apostrophe as an I or a Y?
No, it's an extended. Okay. The reason why sometimes I exaggerate that because it's an extended Hirik. So it just extends so when you say Elio, it just extends it a little bit out. Okay. So one of the challenges too is that you guys have to listen to me at 8:07 at night. So I really have to apologize.
No. It's what
but-
I'm finding is, and I put this on. I have a laptop, and I was using the screen on the laptop, and I switched to the bigger screen. What is that? Begins with an N, monitor.
Right.
I opened up the monitor. I said, "Why am I struggling?" Because what's happening is, given the hour of the day, maybe it's sometimes these symbols are dancing around.
Right.
So, and seeing the little dots is even more difficult.
Right. So
So
let me just check something here. Okay, good. Okay, good. So then there's one more word I'm going to have you read. And then we're almost to the end. So line 3, Okay, so let's look at this after the ma. Let's look at this next word here that starts with the ayin.
Ariv,
So we have ariv. Yep. So now
What-
look at
What's
Sorry.
the second letter? What is the second letter? Because I don't remember anymore. Yeah.
that's.
What is the sound?
Does someone want to say it?
Or rish.
So
What English letter is it?
so that's
Or
R, Resh.
rush, right? So
Okay.
if we look, we have ma, right? R, ra. I can't say the re. Can someone say that word again for me? Re.
Ariv,
Thank you.
Yes.
So we have ma, and say it together now.
Ma.
Ma'ariv.
Ma,
Ariv.
arif.
Arif,
Ma, arif. So Donald, are you catching where I'm going with this? The ma'ariv. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so what is the next section?
Ara,
Ra, perfect. Okay, and what's the last one?
Vim,
Vim, right. So ma'ariv, vim. So in our service, we do a prayer called ma'ariv arvim. So they just split the name of the prayer up into the little sections. So wasn't sure if anyone caught that or not.
Madison, so a word that has a lot of syllables, in English, it's all one word.
And it would be here normally, Lois. I see where you're going. Normally it would be one word, but because they're trying to teach you the vowels, they decided
Okay.
to break it up into little sections.
Okay.
And then plus it's kind of fun when you discover, oh, hey, I know what Mari Varvim is. You know
Right.
what I mean? And you're like, oh, I just learned a word.
Okay. I was going astray.
Yeah. So then what's the next, right? Let's try. So we have and then what do we have here?
Adal.
Olay.
So we have ha,
Lay.
lay. Yeah. Ha, lay. Okay.
So what is
And-
it?
Oh, I don't know what that is because that really isn't a big, yeah. That's not, it's like part of hallelujah and an put together. So I'm not sure what they were going with that. So ready? This is the other one.
So that's an olive.
Yep. And it's all the stacked dots. So no sound for the olive, but you got all the stacked dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what's that next? So then where do we go next?
Solid.
Yep.
A dine, a deem,
So D-O, right?
a
Do.
dum.
And a final mem, right? So it's dome. Edom. Okay. So if that was an A, right, it'd be a dome, right? If it had a different vowel, but it's Edom. So it's close to some other words. Okay. And what,
Madison, why isn't that Edom?
because I'm used to saying it Edom all the time.
Okay. I'll take that. Okay.
But what is it? Is it Edom or Edom?
It's just a word. It's a proper name in this case. It's Edom.
No, I meant how do you pronounce it? Is it Edom or Edom?
See, this is the problem. I've heard it both ways. But when I read the Torah, when I read this, I would read it Edom.
But when you
It's-
taught us the vowels, those 3 pyramid vowels, you said eh.
Yep. So here we go. Ready? Let's see. It's an F. It's an EH because it's the 3 plus 2 plus 5. So it's an F.
So it is Edom, not
Yeah.
Edom.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. I
And
wasn't
that
trying to
is-
be smart, but I was getting confused.
No, that's okay. And you have to, like I said, you guys are making me have to pay more attention. So I appreciate that in a good way. But it's just the land of, they talk about Edom in it's just a biblical place. So, okay. So we're almost set. What's the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And we have what next?
Evid.
Vid. So, and that's just nothing that I'm familiar that connects it to. So, okay. If they had, it would be close to David if they had some different ones, but it's not. So, okay. And the last two are, what do we have here?
Ava.
Ava, right? Ava. So,
I got it.
okay. And then what's the next one?
Dim.
Deem, yeah. YM, eem. So you're going to get lots of eames at the very end. Okay, so we have our under letters, we have our over letters, we have 3 vowel holders now. So we have Aleph, we have Ayin, okay, and we have Vav, okay. Aleph and Ayin usually never ever make a sound anymore. They can't anymore because we don't make those kinds of sounds. Okay. And then Vav can make a sound. Okay. And one of the ways in the beginning, just to tell whether it can make a sound or not, is remember just using that little kind of grammar trick that says, hey, you cannot have 3 consonants in a row. So how do you know if it's an Olam Vav? Well, if it looked like it would be 3 consonants in a row, then it can't be a Vav by itself. It has to be either an Olam Vav or a Hirik, or it has to be something. You can't have 3 vowels in a row. Okay.
Ooh.
Now let me hold on one second. I'm going to go back over to you guys, and I want to stop recording so I can just ask questions.